The 10-year-olds in Sephora has been a thing, right, for the past few weeks, and the topic of just younger and younger girls wanting more anti-aging treatments and skincare and procedures like fillers and buccal fat removal and whatever. The Instagram face, the Kardashian effect, whatever you want to call it. It's becoming more and more normal, and what you're seeing now are more and more young girls actually almost messing up their faces, getting all of these procedures, which ironically ends up having the opposite effect, almost making them look like a young Beverly Hills housewife at 21 years old. They're looking rather cougarish. Anywho, it reminded me of one of my favorite stories by one of my favorite women. So this is Sophia Loren. She is a beauty icon, Italian Hollywood actress, one of my favorite actresses of all times, not just because she's Italian, but she's a cool lady. And a while back, I read her memoir, and in it, she told a story which I never ever forgot. So the story in this memoir is, by the way, Sophia Loren grew up a very low income in a war-torn era in Italy. When she was 16 years old, she was able to go to Rome, and she was doing a screen test. While she was doing this screen test, the director behind the camera said, "Okay, honey, you're gonna need a nose job because your face has such an odd shape to it. It just doesn't look very good on camera. So if you're gonna make it on film, you're gonna have to change your nose." And at only 16 years old, she looked at him and basically said, "I can't get a nose job. That would completely change the shape of my face. The unique shape of my face is a part of my beauty. I can't change that." At 16 years old, she knew that. If you look at pictures of her in her films, she actually does have a very unique, distinct shape of her face, but as she said so young, that's a part of what makes her stand out so much. That's a part of what makes the way she looks so striking and so memorable, because she is a unique beauty. And what if she did get that nose job? Okay, let's say she got it. She would still be a very beautiful woman. I'm sure she would have had success. She's very talented, but it would have taken away from that character, that part of her that makes her so unique and so striking. What would the world be like if more young girls embraced those things that made them unique and made them stand out and make them different, even though to some people they might be a flaw or it might be something a little bit unique? What if more girls embrace that than all wanting to look like something they're not? A really good modern example of this is Bella Hadid. This is Bella Hadid, very beautiful supermodel. Her sister is Gigi Hadid, and she also infamously did a lot of tweaks to her face very, very young. Well, she came out recently and actually said, well, it was in the past 2 years, and said that a part of her regrets getting a nose job, one of the procedures she had done at such a young age. And she says, "I didn't give it a chance to grow in, and that nose is my family nose. That nose reminds me of my heritage and where I came from, and I got rid of that, and now I don't have that anymore." Another example of this is Kylie Jenner, and what she said is a little bit different, but I still think it's worth discussing, or pointing out, I should say. So she mentioned that she feels like a lot of her personality, her goofiness, her quirkiness, has actually faded a bit within her adult years due to her trying to just keep up and maintain this image that she's created. She's had a lot of things done, although she'll admit it or deny it, whatever. But she does admit that this whole thing this persona that she has taken away parts of her personality, and she misses that, which I would actually kind of agree with. If you look at clips from Keeping Up with the Kardashian from way back in the day, she was a huge goofball, very emotional, very quirky, very silly, very stylish, had a very unique style, and a lot of that has changed or gone away, at least what we, the public, sees. I'm not saying I'm against plastic surgery or doing whatever it is you need to do to make yourself feel better. I'm not against a nip and tuck. But what would happen if some of these girls actually just embraced who they were at such a young age and allowed themselves to develop rather than changing everything before they've even fully grown into themselves? I often think that, learning to be comfortable, embrace, and even be proud of those things that maybe you used to feel self conscious about is almost like a rite of passage and makes you feel even better about yourself, knowing that you've embraced these things that made you different. I'll talk about it with myself. One thing that makes me a little bit different is my voice. I was made fun of it for a little bit when I was younger. And if you would have asked me when I was a teenager if I would change my voice to sound like everyone else, I would have said absolutely. But guess what? That's one of the things that makes me different. It makes me me. And some people might not like it. But guess what? That's okay, because if I did sound like everyone else, then I would sound just like everyone else. I wouldn't be me. And we all have those traits. And I think it would just be a much more interesting and accepting world if we all just embraced who we were. Let yourself grow into yourself at least first, and then decide maybe to do something down the road. Anyway, I wanted to point that out because there is this trend of younger and younger and younger girls becoming a lot more interested in high-end makeup products, skincare regimens, looking young. You have social media where everything is filtered and it's makeup and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I wanted to share my lovely Sophia Loren with you all. Okay, have a good day. Bye.